Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Q here again. I'm back with another video, and today's video I'm going to talk about is the 1LE package worth it on a Camaro. So as you know, I have the SS 1LE, so I'm only speaking for that. I'm not talking about the 1LE package on the 2-liter turbo, the 3.6 liter, or the ZL1, just the SS 1LE. About to dive into this video, but before we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and after the video, give the channel a browse. I got a lot more content on the Camaro, a little bit on the Mustang, so let's jump into it. So if you don't know, the 1LE package is like the track focus package for the Camaro. You get wider wheels, better aero, and things like that. But do you really need that on this car? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Personally, I would not have bought this car if it didn't have the 1LE package. Some of you know, before this I had a base Mustang GT, and I feel like the Mustang and the Camaro are so similar that getting the Camaro without the 1LE package, that would have been such a lateral movement that it just would have been a pointless change in cars. But the 1LE package, it does it for me. It makes this car feel more special. So what I absolutely love about the 1LE package, aside from the performance, which is all there, it punches well above its price, but it just looks so good to me. So in today's video, I'm going to go over some of the options that I would get had I not gotten the 1LE package. We're going to see what the total is going to come up to with all these options. So keep in mind, these options are going to be from GM's website, or like how you go to build a vehicle. I'm just going specifically from those prices. So what does the 1LE package come with? I got my window sticker here. I'm just going to read off of this. So the 1LE package comes with 20-inch forged aluminum wheels, magnetic ride controls, Recaro Performance front bucket seats, electronic differential, what some people call the MPP, the dual exhaust mode, and it comes with the quad tips with that. You get the Brembo brakes, which are 6-piston, I believe, up front and 4-piston in the back. Comes with the heads-up display, the blade spoiler in satin black, the hood wrap in satin black, front splitter satin black. Get the suede shift knob and steering wheel, and I think that's microfiber cloth, but they use suede. Summer only tires. All those options added up is $7 grand. Building a car like this, the reason I got this car is because I honestly don't like modding cars that much. I kind of like them as they are from the factory, and the most that I have done on any car is doing an exhaust. And I did tune one car, a Pontiac G8 GT, but I prefer my cars to be right from the factory. And this 1LE package, I feel like this is done right. It has all the mods that I would normally do. There's a couple things missing, and I'll get to those later. But the first thing that I would add, I would do the black hood, because I think, especially on this color, the black hood does look good. And GM, their hood decals are like anywhere between $350 to $600. If I go to a shop, I think I can get the hood wrapped for about $300 to $400. So another thing I do like on my light color cars, I like to have black accents everywhere, and GM did this right from the factory. The blade spoiler, well, if I didn't build a 1LE, it would be the regular spoiler that comes on the SS. But I would get that in black, and I would get the black mirrors, and that's $100. The next thing I would have to have, and on my Mustang, this is one thing that I didn't have that I really, really wanted. On the base cars, the tires aren't all that, and I think they're too narrow for the power that they have. The reason I had to have this car, the width, the girth of these tires, they're just so beefy and they're just wide, and I like that. The way they sit up in the wheel well, I just like the way that sits. But had I had to get my own wheels, so GM, they offer wheels on their site, so I'm just going to go by their pricing, and they offer a different set of 20-inch wheels And I think those are 245s as well, so like maybe 8.5, 9 inches wide. But for those would be $2,495. Or you can go on Tire Rack, but I'm just using GM's pricing. And I assume I can get some 305s on Tire Rack for maybe $2 to $3 grand. I don't know. I never bought tires like that, so you tell me. Another feature that I would have to have on this car, on the Camaro, would be the magnetic ride control. And that transforms the car. You can go to like a track focus suspension to like a Cadillac basically with the comfort. And I feel like that option you have to have. And the magnetic ride control is $1,695 standalone. The brakes are another thing. I personally wouldn't get the brakes on this car, but the options for the 6 pistons in the front, 4 pistons in the rear, Brembos, that is a $3,645 option. Or you can save money and get the slotted and drill rotors up front. That's like $3,100. But I'm not getting either one of those. Another option that I also had to have was the dual mode exhaust, and that comes with the quad tips. On a regular SS, I would definitely have to have that option on there, just the quad tips alone, because I like the looks of those. And I also use the dual mode exhaust quite frequently, like switching from touring to sport and track mode. Like in the morning times, I don't want to wake the neighbors because the exhaust is pretty loud. Just to be courteous, I put it in tour mode, or if I drive home on track mode, when I turn the car off, it'll turn back on in touring mode, so it's not as loud. Another option that I would put on this car from the factory would be the front splitter. Like, I love how aggressive this front splitter is, so that's something that I would check the box on. And the front splitter costs $650 from GM. And I know you can get that cheaper in the aftermarket. You can get like a carbon fiber front splitter for like $500 or less. I don't know, don't quote me, because I don't really look for those, because I have one already. Recaro seats, that is a $1,595 option. I would definitely get those seats, because these are some of the most comfortable seats. Yeah, these are the most comfortable seats that I've ever sat in. And I couldn't see myself sitting in this car without those seats. And the way that they hug you, I just gotta have those. So the suede steering wheel and shift knob, since I have the car, I don't want this car without that. And that's a $695 option. But had I not seen this car, that wouldn't be an option that I would tick on the box. So another thing that this comes with that the SS doesn't, I couldn't see how to get it on here without the 1LE package, is the heads-up display. That's a nice feature to have, and I would definitely want that. Don't have any information. Once you click the box on the configuration to build this car, it just basically gives you the 1LE package. I could live without it though, but I love having it. So the grand total of this car, without taxes and all that, on Chevy's configurator comes up to $47,215. And I got it spec'd exactly like this car is, with the fuel cap right there, the cargo mats, but I did not include the PDR, because PDR is something I don't have to have. I built this car on the configurator too, the same options with the 1LE package. It actually came out to be cheaper, and that price was $46,090. So at first glance, it looks like I'm saving like $1,100 to build the car that I would normally want through regular modifications, even though those mods are cheaper from aftermarket and third-party vendors. It'd be more expensive for me, and I would lose features like the 1LE package. Like I said, it gives you the heads-up display, and you get leather seats in the back. So the big question of this video, is the 1LE package worth it? Simple answer to that is it depends. It depends on if you actually track your car. I'm not an avid tracker. I actually never been to a track in any of my personal cars, but that is something that I do want to do. So this package will help out on the track, but I wouldn't be competitive. I would just be doing it for fun. But I know, like with this car, I can have a lot of confidence because it has a very high limit on its capabilities. So for me personally, it is worth it, just because I don't like modding my cars too much. Number one, like shops, they either don't want to touch it at all, or they charge like a crazy amount of money. Like I was calling around to get my H-pipe on my Mustang, and people were quoting me like $300 just to make one cut and screw the H-pipe in. That's like $50 to $100 job, and I think I ended up paying like $150. But either people didn't want to touch it, or they were just charging too much. Like with things like that, I feel like I can do it myself. But that's my other problem. I don't like doing these things myself. If I mess something up, I don't want to be the one on the hook that's responsible for breaking my own car. So that's why I really don't mod my cars myself. I'd rather have somebody else responsible for it, especially things that I'm not a professional at. Like, yeah, I'm kind of handy, but I don't prefer to do it on my own cars. So if you don't care about the track performance, if you don't care about the wheels, or if you like the SS the way it looks in its normal form, then you don't need the 1LE package. But for me, the 1LE package makes this car look and feel special, so that's why I wanted it. And like I mentioned earlier, I had a base Mustang GT before this car that I traded in for this car, and that would be such a lateral movement that it wouldn't have made any sense to go from Mustang to Camaro on cars that are so similar, unless I was just a Camaro fanboy. It just had to have the Camaro. The 1LE package isn't for everybody. If you track the car, you'll definitely love it, because this car competes with cars like the Porsche GT3. I think this car performs better than the M2, probably better than the M2 competition. This car is like comparable to like a Ferrari, like not a new Ferrari, but an older Ferrari on the track. So the closest competitor to this car for me is the Mustang GT350, and that's another special car. Would I have traded in my Mustang for a Mustang GT350? Yes, but I didn't because of the price. This car is much cheaper. I hope that answered everybody's questions about, is the 1LE package worth it? What comes with the 1LE package? Hope you all enjoyed this video. I definitely love this car. I have no regrets thus far, and I'm in the 5th month of ownership and about 2,500 miles. I even drove it in the wintertime. I want to thank you all for coming in, watching me sit and talk about my car. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and browse. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time I post a video. I typically post a video once every week. And with that, everybody take care, drive safe out here. Peace out.